Teacher Emily Mkoya here, and I'm back with some content concerning the CBC curriculum. So today we are going to talk about some of the questions that are being asked about the levels of the competency-based curriculum. And I want to look at this level so that we may be able to have an understanding on what CBC levels are concerned about. So first of all, I'll start by talking about the three major levels of CBC. As the learner joins school, the learner will have to be in the first level, that is the early years education. It is abbreviated as EYE. Then after that, the learner will go to the middle years education, that is from grade 4 to grade 6. So after the early years education, the learner will join the middle year education, which comprises of the upper primary, that is grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6, and the junior secondary, grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. Thereafter, the learner will join the senior secondary, that is grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. So as you're able to see that, in the early years education, the learner is starting his or her education. That I'm talking about the age-based levels. The learner will start from pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2, then grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So those 5 years, the learner will be looking at the early years education. Then grade 4, grade 5, grade 6 will be the upper primary, which is part of the middle year education. And the middle year education continues in grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. So what does this mean? This means that the learners who have been currently in grade 5 and joining grade 6 in the next academic year will be joining junior secondary in 2023 January. I think that is what has been bothering people. So you find that in junior secondary, the learner will join from grade 7. So the present grade 5 who are going to be in grade 6 next term will do an assessment at the end of the year, and then thereafter they'll join the junior secondary school, that is grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. There are plans for the government, there's plans that are being made by the government in constructing junior secondary in our high schools, and I believe that they are almost being completed, and by next year it will be all good. So, in this current curriculum, when you compare it with the 844 curriculum, we are able to see that primary schools have been reduced by 2 years. I know we are able to see that. That means the learner will be in primary school from grade 1 to grade 6. So in the current curriculum, we go up to class 8, and the 2 years have been reduced. And in secondary schools, we've been added 2 years. So this answers a question. Does it mean that our learners will be finishing schools when they are very young? No. When you look at this curriculum, 2 years have been removed from primary and 2 years have been added in secondary. Now, why is it that there has been that removal of 2 years or reduction of 2 years from primary and addition of 2 years in secondary? Now, I want to answer that question. That is a question that people have been asking themselves. To answer that, I'll start by saying that in the East African community, it's only in Kenya where we've been going for 8 years in primary school. In Tanzania, in Uganda, these other countries, they've been going for 7 years. So it's only in Kenya that have been taking 8 years in primary school. Okay, the second reason is to conform to the best practices of education in the whole world. Now we know that it's believed that by the end of the 6 years, the learner will have more content that is enough for him or her to go and join the secondary section, and this will help him or her to start now specializing in an area of interest or in an area where he or she is best at. So you can see these are some of the reasons. And another reason is to prepare these learners to have more time in studying their area of interest or where they can do best. So they'll devote so much time in that. So you find that as we looked at in my previous videos, in senior secondary, that is where the learner will specialize. So this devotes, when we add 2 years in secondary, it devotes more time of study to an area of interest. Now, another question that has been asked and the people continue asking, why do we divide secondary schools in 2 stages? What is the rationale? So I'll talk about that after the break. Hello and welcome back. Okay, the first reason why we have to divide the secondary schools in 2 stages, that is junior secondary and senior secondary. The first reason is to expose these learners to a wide range of curriculum content. So you find that when you look at the learning areas in junior secondary, it is wide. The learners will be looking at so many things, and this will help this learner to choose the preferred line that he or she will want to take. So it exposes the learner. So when the learner studies in the junior secondary, it exposes him or her to a wide range of content, and it will help this learner now to choose where he or she suits best. It also seeks to avoid wasting time in areas where the learners have no interest. We are able to see what is happening. Like there is a video that has been circulating, rest in peace chemistry. So you find that learners in the current curriculum, learners are just learning for the sake of it to pass exams. There are so many cases of cheating exams. So the area in which the learner has no interest, there is no wasting time. The learner will pursue the area in which he or she has interest. The third reason is to adhere to international best practices in education. And then the fourth reason is to align with the East African community. That brings us to the next question. Is this system of education practiced in other countries? Is it practiced in other countries? The last question that you're going to ask each other today is this education structure used in elsewhere? Which other countries do they use this education structure? My answer today is yes. Yes, yes. There are some countries that have the primary education system for 6 years. So they attend primary school in 6 years, grade 1 up to grade 6. For instance, Canada, South Korea, Ghana, South Africa, Singapore, England, Malaysia, China, Finland, Rwanda, and even Zanzibar. So you find that these countries, the learners go up to grade 6. Then we also have Uganda and Tanzania that have learning primary school education ending at grade 7. And in other East African community countries, secondary schools are divided into 2 parts, just like the new curriculum, whereby secondary school is divided into the junior secondary and the senior secondary. So I'll be back in my next video to share more on this current curriculum, and next we shall be looking at about this junior secondary. How will the students be learning in junior secondary school? Because I believe that 2023 is here with us. So my name is Teacher Emily Mkoya. Just keep on watching, keep on subscribing, keep on sharing. Till next time, bye.